Today I'm going to cover 3 different ways of training the front lever. Now we're going to cover static holds, dynamic pulls and band assist. Now for the demo videos I'm using today, I've got it set up on a low single bar, but you can basically do this on anything you can hang on. So you could do it on rings, P-bars, on a ledge, on a kitchen table. Even one of those doorway pull-up bars are really good because you could have that around you all the time. So first of all, let's jump straight in and have a look at the static hold positions. And we want to do a little bit of an assessment and see where you're at with these. So you're going to have certain positions that you can hold, and those positions you can hold for a certain amount of time. So we first want to test that. Now the easiest position is that tight tuck high hip position, and the hardest position is obviously the straight body front lever. And to run through the positions, it's easy for me to show you on the floor. So I can go into a tight tuck position, and this is where I have the shortest lever arm, so it's the easiest position to hold. Then we can start to open the tuck up to advanced tuck position or have the knees in line with the hips. We can start to open the legs out into more of a frog position. We can open them out towards a straddle. And then as I open the straddle, it gets harder and harder because the feet get longer and longer. And then slowly bringing the legs together. There was one in the middle we can flip over, and I can show that one. So that's the half lay position. So that's where we have a open hip and bent knees. And there's 2 main ways of really assessing this. We could go into a tuck and then open out to a most advanced position. Or I could start in that advanced position and then pull back from there. So the times I like to look at is like your 1 rep max. So that's your 2 to 5 seconds. What can you hold there? 5 to 8 seconds, 8 to 12 seconds, and 12 second plus. So me personally, I can hold a tuck front lever for around 30 seconds, open tuck for around 12 to 15 seconds, and then all the way through to a full position that I can hold, or straight body position I can hold for about 2 to 5 seconds. Now I can hold slightly longer on the rings, and definitely can hold longer if I can try and get into a bit of a false grip position. So that sort of shortens the levers and brings you closer to the bar, makes it slightly easier. So that would be one way of training it, is just to do your static hold. So you do multiple sets of your times. If you're doing shorter duration holds, so like 2 to 10 seconds, you would do more sets. So with like a 5 to 8 second hold, you might do something like 10 to 15 sets. If you're holding for the like 12 to 15 seconds, you'd only do like 5, 6 sets. So the total time under tension would roughly be the same. Another way of training the position is using dynamic movements. So this is basically where we go from a hang-in position and we pull all the way up to the bar. And again, we can go through the different positions that we showed with the static holds. And again, obviously the easiest one is the tuck position. So how I'm demonstrating the tuck all the way up and all the way back down. And the hardest position would be the straight body position. I struggle to come up with straight body for repetitions, but I can go down and do the eccentrics. And that's basically how you can scale this one. You can do eccentrics only, so you could obviously hit harder positions there, or you could do concentric and eccentric, either holding the same position, or you could change to harder positions with the eccentrics, easier positions with the concentrics. If you struggle with this one, do it on rings. So it's a bit like the skin the cat, so you go into inverted position, so this way you would be vertical on the rings, which is quite easy to hold for most people, and then you could do an eccentric from there. The big difference is with the bar gets in the way and hinders you being all the way up, so there's quite a bit of tension just to hold that position. It's actually a good test to see if you can hold a straight body position with hips against the bar. And again, we want to look at time under tension when we're programming the dynamics. So if you time your reps, so the eccentric might be like 5 seconds on the way down, and then your up might be 2 or 3 seconds, that would give you like an 8-second time under tension per rep. And I'll be trying to get around the 30 seconds time under tension per set for these. So that's how you can calculate the amount of repetitions you need to do. And then we could use band assist. So here I'm showing it with the thinnest band, but obviously you could use a thicker one. I've got the band hooked around my thumbs and I sit into the band. And I find it works really well with a straight position or straddle, but not so well with the tuck positions because it tends to slip off the butt. I would play with the band on top of your normal static holds, but I wouldn't replace the static holds with just bands. So to quickly cover the scapular position, because this can be really confusing and you'll definitely find conflicting information on the internet about this one. So it's basically, do I go into protraction or retraction when I'm in a front lever position? So I think I just want to go into the strongest position, especially if you're in something like a tuck position or the full position. So the 2 extremes, I think it's more of like a protracted position than a retracted position, but it just gets really confusing. So just think more about the movement and less about what the scapula is doing. If you just resist gravity, it'll put you in the best possible position for you. Another fun move that I really like to use that can be good for your eccentric dynamic movements is a chin up pull over. So you pull up over the bar, try and get your hip to the bar, fold the legs over, using a bent arm position. But then on the eccentric, as you come down, do a really slow negative front lever pull. So you're just resisting the body as you go down. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into the front lever and how to train it. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or feedback on the video. I've added a lot more front lever in now. I'm still doing more planche than front lever, but I'm doing about 2-to-1 ratio. And I want to see if I can get my front lever up to about 5 to 10 seconds to coincide with me getting the full planche as well. Thumbs up and subscribe would be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.